Hello, hi everyone. I'm Obli. I've been receiving a lot of questions for the past few days regarding this no shadow day that we experienced, for example, in Coimbatore on April 18th, and other cities, further south of Coimbatore experienced it earlier. Okay, and tomorrow is a no shadow day for cities like Chennai, Bangalore, and Mangalore. And the questions were of this kind, like why don't the no shadow day occur every day? Okay, why doesn't it go overhead every day? Why doesn't it occur at the same time for all the places? And why do we experience it only twice a year, and some places only once a year? All these sort of questions, people were asking me. And I thought I could do a very small, brief video with no much animation, just with a globe and a torch to explain you how these questions are answered. Okay, so now all of us know for this I require you to imagine a certain things. Okay, because I don't have all the tools with me to explain you, so I want your imaginations here. Okay, so now imagine my fist to be the sun, and of course you have the earth, which is on my left hand right now. And you see on this globe, the earth is tilted at an angle, and we all know that it is tilted at about 23.5 degrees, right? Roughly 23.5 degrees. Now, when the earth is in this position, that is to my left, on the screen you see to be on your right, if my fist is the sun, you see the north pole, this is the north pole and this is the south pole. You see the north pole is facing away from the sun, while the south pole is facing towards the sun, right? But this position will not change if the earth was not moving around the sun, right? But the earth does move around the sun and the orientation does not change. And what would happen in 6 months time? As the earth moves around, in 6 months time it would have moved halfway around the sun, and you see right now the north pole is facing the sun while the south pole is facing away from the sun. Okay, as it moves from one position to another position, you see the angle at which the north pole was tilted towards the sun keeps changing. The overall 23.5 degree does not change, but just because the position of this earth is changing with respect to the sun, the tilt changes with respect to the sun, right? Now, there are two more points, okay? We call them equinoxes between these 6 months. Okay, for example, when the earth is in this position, neither the north pole nor the south pole is facing the sun. So we call them equinoxes. And also there's another position which is on the other side of the sun, like on this side, when neither the north pole nor the south pole is facing the sun. So now this is very, very critical to understand the no shadow day moment. Okay, now this means, okay, from imagine you are the sun, the guys who are looking at this through the camera, imagine you are the sun, and from your perspective, how will the earth appear to change? Okay, you will see earth, the north pole of the earth sometime tilt towards you like this, and you will see it recede back in a matter of 3 months, where neither the north pole nor the south pole is facing you. And after that, further moving on, you will see that slowly the south pole is starting to face you. So you will see this rocking motion, back and forth motion. Okay, between the north pole and south pole, things keep moving forward and backward. Okay, this happens because the orientation is fixed, and as the earth moves around the sun, this keeps changing between north and the south, right? Now this is critical to understand. Now, being the sun, let's say I am looking at you in the sky, how will you appear to me? Okay, now that's exactly what I'm going to do by turning on this torch. Hopefully you're able to see. Now with the same rocking motion, okay, if I'll anyway switch on, bring it to India so that it's easier for you to understand anyway. So I hope you can see, not pretty much, but I guess when the earth moves, forward and backward, you can see that the sun's position also keeps changing between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. And as you can see, since the earth is tilted only by about 20 to 3.5 degrees, the torch is making some issues, but you can see the earth can only tilt that much, which means the sun can go overhead for people till Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere, and it can go overhead for the people in the southern hemisphere for people living on the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, people beyond these two lines will never experience the moment where the sun exactly goes overhead, because the earth is tilted only by that much. If the earth were to tilt much beyond 23.5 degree, let's say by 90 degree like this, then the people in the north pole can get the sun overhead. Okay, but unfortunately they don't have that luxury. But we, between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, we have the sun going overhead. And as you may have understood, starting to understand things, you will know when neither the northern hemisphere nor the southern hemisphere is facing the sun, who will have no shadow day moment? It's people living on the equator. Okay, the people living along the equator, when the sun is neither facing north hemisphere nor the southern hemisphere is facing the sun, you'll see the sun shining directly overhead for people in the equator. But as we move beyond, okay, equinoxes, you'll see that sun is moving northwards, and people living gradually in those northern regions will start having no shadow days respectively as the year progresses. Now you will also understand this is the reason why we don't have the no shadow day moment at the same time for all the places. For example, Coimbatore is at 11 degree north latitude, right? So we will experience no shadow day moment earlier than people like in Chennai or Bangalore, whose latitude is about 13 degrees. And people living further beyond them, like for people in Bhopal who almost lie on Tropic of Cancer, their no shadow day will be exactly on the June 21st, which is this summer solstice for us. So that's the reason why we have this things keeps changing between through the year as the earth moves around the sun. Hope this video helped you a little bit to understand why we have no shadow days and why it does not occur at the same place at the same time. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts regarding my explanations, please let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to clarify it more. Thank you.